Hello and welcome. Today is therapy day, and like my freelance day, I get lots of stuff done on Fridays because I have a 4-day work week, which is absolutely amazing. I really believe mental health is important, so usually on Fridays, every other Friday, I kick off the day by going to therapy in the morning, and then also today after therapy I have to pick up the dog and then do some freelance work, which is actually going to lead in quite nicely to today's topic, which is like how I manage like freelance clients and how do I manage freelance work on top of a full-time job, on top of like also all this content creation stuff. So let's head to therapy, especially because therapy really helps me clear my head. It helps me keep centered, all that good stuff. So that's actually a really important tip, is making sure that you're always in a good mental health state, or you're working towards a good mental health state and you have a way to really help yourself out. If you can, like, therapy is definitely something I think everyone should do. It's always good to have someone to talk to. You never know if there's something someone can always shed light on, even if it's something good that's happening. So I think finding a good therapist and going to therapy is very important for people. All right, so now we're back home. Therapy was great. Just talked about things, which is nice. Also picked up the dogs, but now I've got to do freelance stuff. So let's turn into that meeting. I manage all my contract stuff through Notion, and it's like the worst sometimes. I'm actually probably about to switch to something else because I can't. It's just so slow. All right, it finally loaded. I'm popping into Zoom now, but this will be the last you hear from me. All right, short meeting, nice and quick and easy. I don't like to keep people like really on the phone for Zoom if I really don't have to. So that's exactly what just happened. I said goodbye. Yeah, so I've been working on both freelance and hi. Yeah, I know. Come here. Come. I know the boys got picked up today, so they're very excited to see me. They haven't seen me in a day. It's literally been 24 hours. Okay. Hi, Dobby. I know you're underneath here too. I started freelancing at the beginning of this year, sometime during the first or second quarter of this year, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed just building and making apps. Like, that is like 100% my hobby. Obviously, welcome to the channel. Also, if you go check out my Twitch streams, like, yeah, that's what I do, which I have to do later today as well. With that being said, I also enjoyed it a lot more before I started working full-time as an iOS developer. Previously, my job was in web development and Webflow development. So I wasn't working with iOS for 8 hours. I wasn't working with Swift or Swift UI or anything like that for 8 hours of my day. So then whenever I went to go freelance at night, it'd be like a rejoice, like a, yes, this is actually what I really enjoy doing. I really enjoy working on iOS. So that is something like that I'm still trying to juggle a bit more, is how freelancing really plays, like how I'm going to move forward freelancing. Obviously I have to finish this client work, and actually what I'm going to live stream today is a second client. I actually just took on another client job for iOS app development, actually by Michaela Karen. It's her open source project. But the way that one's a little bit different is also I get to live stream it. We worked it out where I do a little bit of a lower rate and I get to live stream the development of it. Michaela's project totally fits the bill for what I'm looking for in freelance projects from now on. I'm pretty sure after I'm done with this project that I just got off the meeting with, I'm probably not going to be open to new closed projects. I'd be interested in doing more projects that allow me to really either live stream while I'm doing it, be more open about what I'm building on, or even just like I get to like focus in on a specific project. I'm learning quite a bit with this project. I don't think I'd want to do a project from scratch anymore. Like, I think coming into a code base that's already existing is really helpful when doing freelancing and trying to balance it with a full-time job. So those are my thoughts around freelancing right now. I need more coffee because all I have is water, which is great. I actually do need to drink more water as well. But I always need more coffee. So let me go figure out if we're getting coffee at lunch or if I'm making coffee at lunch. All right, so aside from change of lighting, went to go get coffee, didn't have to make coffee, which is nice. So let's talk about some tips real quick about balancing freelance work with I don't want to say real work, with the 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever hours you're working, your full-time job. Now, granted, my perspective is also skewed a bit because I now have a job that was only a 4-day work week. So I'm only working Monday through Thursday. So that means I kind of put my client project on Fridays so that I could like meet with him and not have to schedule around work. But here's like some tips that I found while doing more of the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Number one, being upfront and seeing if it's actually okay with your company that you continue freelancing. So some companies really don't like you to freelance outside of work. Another tip for balancing freelance is to also make a set schedule for you to work. So like I just said, I schedule client meetings on Friday. My freelance project that I get to stream gets worked on Friday afternoons or Friday mornings, depending on my stream schedule. It gets streamed at that time, and that is my work time. Now, for my other freelance project that I can't stream, I have that set up to where I work on it Monday evenings, Wednesday evenings, and then Thursdays if needed. So those are the general work times. It sets a little bit of expectation around like my wife and our family and like our expectations there, like about when I'm going to be available versus when I'm not. It also helps to have a little bit of expectations for myself. So Mondays, I generally try not to schedule anything because I know Monday nights I want to work on the client project for as long as possible. Sometimes that means I'm only going to work on it from like 7 to 10. Sometimes that means I can actually go towards midnight. So like 8 to midnight or however I feel comfortable working. I know those Monday evenings after dinner, those are set aside for my freelance work. Now, another tip while working your 9 to 5 job is to actually keep 2 separate computers. So I have my work MacBook and my personal MacBook or my personal Mac Mini, depends on what all I want to do. Anyway, I have my work and I have my personal, and I keep those as separate as possible. So work doesn't really go on the personal doesn't really go on the work. And when I say personal, I mean freelance-wise. Freelance, vlogging, live streaming, my own personal pet projects, those all live on the personal computer. My freelance projects 100% just stay on the personal computer. They do not leave my personal computer because you want to keep that separate as much as possible. And part of keeping it separate also allows me to keep it separate in my brain. So like I know if I go to my work MacBook Air, I will not be touching anything for the client apps because it's not on there. And it just gives me the mindset that I am there to work. Same thing if I go to my personal MacBook Pro. I am there to work. So I am there to do something else. So it just helps shift my mindset. I don't have to touch work. I don't have to think about work if I'm on the personal MacBook Pro. Anyway, those were a bunch of really random like tips and tricks that I have for like managing freelance. If you have any questions about freelancing, like let me know in the comments below and I'd be super happy to go through them and answer any or pull them into another video sometime. And I will see y'all tomorrow in the next Vlogmas. Bye, y'all.